Hey everyone, my name is Rohan, and like she said, I am a junior at Amador Valley High School. First off, I just wanted to take a moment to thank Ty for having me here today, and to the other guest speakers who were just phenomenal. Rather than talk about the latest inventions in tech and technology like you've been hearing all day, I'm here to talk about something very specific, money management. Told you guys it was boring. Money management is something that doesn't generate a ton of interest, especially amongst the new generation, but it's essential to know about. All of us want to make enough money to live a decent life. We imagine ourselves graduating from high school, going to college, getting our degree, and finally entering the workforce to make some money. In fact, most of us want to enter the workforce as entrepreneurs, creating jobs and creating companies and making our living that way. Regardless of where we end up professionally, the bottom line is this. All of us will work hard to make our money, but how do we ensure that the money we make works hard for us? How do we put the money that we earn to work in a way that secures our future financially? It's a question that many members of the younger generation don't think about, and that has consequences. According to a report done by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development on financial literacy in teens in 15 different countries, including America, only 10% of teenagers can understand and analyze complex financial products and understand the broader financial landscape. The greatest financial disaster in history occurred during our lifetimes, and it occurred due to these complex financial products. Yet only 1 in 10 teenagers can tell me what those complex financial products were. Here's a question for everybody in the audience, whether you're a teenager, a kid, or an adult. How many of you guys actually understand how the financial crisis of 2008 happened? Raise your hands. It's not a lot compared to the rest of the people in the audience. So it's just showing that there's a big crisis of financial illiteracy. And given that we are the next generation of producers and consumers in America, it would make sense that the previous generation educates us about finance in the proper way. Yet only 17 out of 50 states require a personal finance class in high school. California is not one of those states. America may be the richest country, yet its next generation, as well as the world's next generation, are ill-equipped to deal with the changing financial landscape. So how do you deal with this problem of growing financial illiteracy? I think first, it starts with teaching yourself about finance before trying to teach anyone else. For me, I've been learning about finance since I was 11 years old when I invested in my first stocks. At the end of my freshman year in high school, I was elected to be the outreach officer of my high school's investment club, which I now run as its president. My high school's investment club's main goal, my high school's investment club's main goal is to teach students about finance in a way that is simple and understandable for them, and so that they'll be armed with the knowledge to create a financially successful future. And there's supposed to be a logo of it up there, but I don't know, it probably got cut out. And it's open, this investment club has opened up many opportunities for me to network and connect with many successful entrepreneurs and investors, which you saw in the little mishap. Some of the guest speakers we've had, who I reach out to, some of these entrepreneurs and investors who I reach out to and connect with, I invite them to come and be guest speakers. So these are some of the people we've had come speak. So recently, we've had Howard Marks, and if that name sounds familiar to some people in the audience, especially some of you investors, that's because Howard Marks is the co-founder of Oak Tree Capital Management, one of the biggest firms in investing, and he's also a very big name in investing as well. Prior to that, we had Tim Draper, who actually, you guys, if you're an entrepreneur and an investor, you may know him as the co-founder of DFJ and Draper Ventures. I also helped Tim edit his book, The Startup Hero, and I was acknowledged for doing so. We've also had, if anyone here has seen Valley of the Boom on National Geographic, you may recognize Stefan Paternotte, who he was the CEO of theglobe.com, and he took his company public during the dot-com bubble. And for anyone who has interacted or heard of Sierra Ventures, we've hosted Vignesh Ravi Kumar as well. So this has allowed us, this multitude of guest speakers has allowed myself and my investment club to learn about finance from a wide variety of perspectives. From investors like Tim Draper, who is known for making high-risk investments early on in companies like Tesla and Skype, to investors like Howard Marks, who is known for investing more using the principles of value investing and whose ideas have been endorsed by Warren Buffett himself. Now, all that's great. We can have as many guest speakers as we want, but there's still one major problem facing us in our mission to end financial illiteracy. The investment club is just limited to my school, hence why it's only called the Amador Valley Investment Club. So in order to reach enough people to truly make an impact, my friends in the investment club and I have started an initiative we call StreetFins, which you've been seeing at the bottom right. StreetFins is a two-way approach to ending financial illiteracy. One, through financial news and educational content created by students like me who understand finance and want to teach it to their fellow peers, and two, a network of student-run financial literacy and investment clubs, where students who are interested in finance also teach it to their fellow students. StreetFins is an initiative made by students for students, and it aims to simplify learning finance for the new generation. It's essentially here to help the new generation understand finance and investing and understand how to make your money work for you. As part of the StreetFins initiative, last November I went to India to teach at various high schools and middle schools about the importance of finance and the importance of money management, as well as some basic financial concepts. While I was there, I noticed that many of the students hadn't heard about crucial financial concepts such as the time value of money or the power of compound interest. After listening to some of my talks, they actually became very interested in finance and learning the role it could play in their lives. They saw the value, they saw the knowledge that they could be gained from learning finance, and they're actually interested in continuing the StreetFins initiatives at their schools in India through creating clubs. StreetFins continues to expand its content and clubs through, as we've already started the process of establishing clubs in California, and we will continue our mission to end financial illiteracy. I want to end with something that Benjamin Franklin once said. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. The sooner you learn that knowledge, the more time it has to compound and grow. So if you start learning about finance when you're young, like right now, then you'll have more time to grow and understand it as you get older. And one day, you'll have the skills necessary to create a financially successful future. Thank you.